Yo, what's up? Back with another Smite meta update. I did say these were going to be weekly, but I changed my mind. I did post in the community tab something about it, but doing these weekly would be dumb because I don't always have all the information for you, especially when builds change. Things like, for the most recent patch, Silver Branch changed, and that could have affected the ADC builds. And I wanted to see how that affected them, and if they did, before I give you the information. The Fail Not nerf was pretty big. See if that changed anything, you know? Regardless, I want to make sure I give you the correct information, so doing it weekly would just be not great. As per usual, we're going to go to carry, move all the way down to soul lane, and if you aren't already subbed, please do. I'd greatly appreciate it. And let me know if you think anything should change about the videos. I'm not going to be doing these weekly like I said before, but starting out with carry, we're going to talk about Chernobog. Chernobog's still really good, even after the nerfs, and his items being nerfed. He's still really good, and the build he went is still pretty effective. I don't think the Fail Now nerfs absolutely killed the item. The build he goes is still pretty good. Crit doesn't have a really good suitable counter. But the build that I will talk about in a little bit, is one that works on him pretty well as well. Leather Cowl seems to be the physical hunter's main thing. Gilded Arrow is buyable, and so is Death Soul, but Leather Cowl seems to be the main thing. You're going Gooseberries to start to help with your clear. But Chernobog has global rotations, insane mitigations, short cooldowns with his global ult. He's got really good safety. Overall, just incredibly strong. Your next pick is Onher. Onher's really good at fighting those 2v2s over shield buff in dual lane. He's got a ton of damage. He's got good lane pressure just through his damage and his decent wave clear. He's got solid safety, a low cooldown CC immune ultimate that does an absurd amount of damage. Overall, he's just very strong. This is kind of the build that people have been looking towards. Silver Branch I have here, not for Onher specifically, but this is the kind of other hunter build. If you have a steroid, going Silver Branch is pretty effective for you. On her, Silver Branch isn't something you really want to build because he doesn't have a steroid. Odysseus' bow kind of lets him cap out on the attack speed. Going Leather Cowl or Gilded Arrow is typically what you want to do. Get a Gooseberries, your Devos, your Xe. Next, we're going to talk about Ullr. He's back. This is going to be the only really unique hunter build we have here. It seems most people are favoring Party Punch on him, which I get, because you don't really need help with the clear, but Gooseberries is definitely an option. The core build seems to be Bluestone into Transcendence, into Hydras, into Fail Not, Heartseeker. And then you can kind of finish out your build with a Crusher, with a Titan's Bane if you want, with a Brawlers if you need it. Overall, he's just very strong. He's got really good 1v1 potential. And there is this misconception that Ullr is a really difficult character that takes a lot of skill. If you have a good base skill of the game, you can manage with Ullr. It's not something that's absurd. It's pretty easy. Once you get a certain level of skill with the game, you'll be able to play this character and play him well. He does absurd damage. He absolutely swings in the late game. He has on-command proccing Fail Not whenever he wants. Super strong. Next, we have Hachiman. You're kind of looking towards the same build you were with. You could go the same build that I put up with Chernobog or with Onher, with the Odysseus bow or the Silver Branch, because Hachiman has a more conditional steroid, but you can proc the Silver Branch with it. You can go any of these ways, but I wouldn't full commit. If you're going to go like the Fail Not, I would go Deathbringer. You can go the Demon Blade instead of where the Kins is. You can go a lot of different things. Leather Cowl seems to be where you go into Leader's Cowl with most of the hunters, but you can go a couple of different things. Gilded Arrow is still viable, and so is Death's Toll, but it's up to you. Hachiman's got good safety, good damage, consistent damage, good ranged poke, really good objective DPS. Overall, what you want in a hunter. My last pick is going to be Soul. The magical hunters have kind of fallen out of the meta, but I still think they're very strong. Soul is very playable with the Gilded Arrow. Like I said before, Diamond Arrow giving 70 basic attack damage is equal to like 2 items of power. Kind of crazy. The same build you're going, you can go Breastplate of Determination, but after the nerfs, it is a little weaker. You're not building it in every single role now, but you can still build it. It is strong. This is the build you're kind of going. Looking into this sort of stuff. Overall, very strong pick, high damage, good lane pressure, good objective shred, good tower shred. She can get rid of bastions in a couple of minutes. Not even. 2-3 minutes. The bastions are gone. In the support role, Athena's still on top. Global rotations, good CC, very good engage, easy to follow up on CC. Overall, she's strong. This is kind of what you're looking at in terms of your build. Something that has been popular as of late that I think is actually pretty good is you can go Eldritch Dagger. Specifically comboing with the Bracer. Going into the Bracer, not the Ward Bracer, the Bracer Brilliance. But you do lose Breastplate of Determination by doing that. So it's up to you what you want to get. You can get Breastplate of Determination or you can get Eldritch Dagger. Either one works. But both are good. But with the support build, you kind of itemize into what you need. Whether it be a Wing Blade, whether it be a Midgardian Mail, a Spectral if you need it, a Heart Ward, Absolution, even though it's worse on Athena. Just for examples. I'm probably going to mention her every week until there's a significant change with her. If you're good with Yamoja, play Yamoja. This character's bonkers. Same build. Fabless Hoops is still really good on her. You don't have to buy it on her. Same build. Strong character. Ghost Dirty Stew. Do never go Bow on Yamoja. She doesn't have mana, so she cannot proc Bow. Bow requires you to spend mana. You cannot spend mana on Yamoja or Cucullin because neither of them have that resource. Anyway, same build, very powerful. Putting up geometry to make players play around you, forcing a Phantom Shell or Leap is very good. Her rings are absolutely OP. Getting in and out situations, blocking enemies into situations, preventing them getting out. The shielding and healing is really good. Overall, incredibly strong pick. Sobek is a powerful ranked pick because plucking somebody could just leave them liable to die. If you're dual cube with somebody, let's say you're mid laner, you're hunter, or you're jungler, if you pluck somebody into them, they're probably going to die. You know, in the late game, you do have to be careful. Don't pluck into 5 people and instantly die. But Sobek's a powerful pick. Really good CC, really good peel. He's got built-in anti-heal. He's got a long-channeled CC beam ultimate to restore his mana. Overall, very strong pick. Having the ability to take somebody into your entire team in the late game is very powerful and kind of underrated. I've talked enough about this fucking elephant. Same build as Yamoja or Athena. Same with the Sobek build. You have damage amplification, you have a AoE protection giving buff. You have 60 of each prot to your carries if you're just standing near them with channeling your 2. You have a grab, you have prot shred. This character is bonkers. Not really much else I could say. Lastly, I'm going to mention Charon, because Charon's got more discreet CC, and he's a very middle of the fight support. He's got very good AoE area denial with his ultimate, especially in Fire Giant fights. His shielding is incredibly powerful. His silence is very discreet and pretty annoying. Also has an attack speed slow on it. Also, he's very difficult to kill. He's a very slippery support. So, again, same build as the other supports. Strong pick. Next, we got Grandma, Baba Yaga. In mid lane, we got Grandma. Same build as the last patches. Nothing's really changed. There's really not much to elaborate that I haven't already said. Incredibly high damage. She's nothing that I haven't said in the last passage. Nothing that I haven't said in the last videos. Extremely high damage, really good early clear, really good safety. In her ultimate, incredibly difficult to dive. Super tanky with the Prophetic Cloak that stacks super easily. Overall, just insanely strong pick. If you're looking for something more physical in the mid lane, Chernabog. Chernabog, same reasons I said for Hunter, he's good in mid lane. Just an overall incredibly strong pick. Global rotations in a ranked game are actually super underrated, and you can make impact happen around the map super easily. Having pressure, early pressure with the basic attacks from Hunters with red buff is super strong. You should be abusing it. Raijin is still disgusting. Even after the nerfs, you can kind of go the same build. You don't need the breastplate anymore, but you can still go it. It's super safe for you to get that protections. You're not really losing out on much damage. If you don't want it, you can look into something like the Typhon's Fang, or you can look into more Pen. You can look into Spirideso. There's really not much difficulty with Raijin right now. He's got insane pressure, really short cooldowns, really high damage, just overall incredibly strong. But he's better in another role, I think. This fucking bird, I swear to God. Thoth is really annoying. If they don't have a jungler who can reach you effectively, Thoth can be one of the most annoying mages to play into. He's got incredibly difficult to deal with poke, insanely high damage, good secure, very good DPS on objectives, decent safety, and he's an artillery mage. This is kind of what you're looking to build on him. You can go a breastplate if you want. These are kind of your core items. You go Book of Thoth, Divine Ruin. You go something else before the Reaver. You can look into the Typhons if you want. But if you're not looking into that, you can go Staff of Mirrodin. You're probably going Sands over Conduit just because Sands is just better. And then you're going into the alternate Pog line, the alternate timeline. But you can also go Pendulum of Aegis. Staff of Mirrodin, Obshard, those kinds of things. Super good. Lastly, I'm going to talk about Kukulkan. Lastly, I'm going to talk about Kukulkan. The character is extremely safe, has really high damage, has insane objective burn. Overall, he's incredibly strong. You could build pretty much exactly what I had on Raijin on him. Just throw a Polynomicon in there instead of maybe Divine or instead of the Spear of Deso. You want a Book of Thoth on him. You can get a breastplate on him, but you definitely want a Polynomicon because on this character, it fucking swings. In the jungle role, we got to talk about Maman. She's been making waves. in the pro level, in high level ranked, in all levels of ranked. She is super strong. This is kind of the build you're looking at with Maman. Do more, move around. Way quicker on the map, has good mana restoration, because she does have a bit of mana trouble. The Bumba's Dagger into Bumba's Spear, super strong. Divine Ruin, Typhon's Fang, Bancroft's Talon into Bancroft's Claw, Shard. Overall, just a really solid build. She has absurdly high damage, good CC, decent safety, but she is liable to get CC'd down and caught. Granted, all junglers are, but she in particular has a tendency to get caught, so be careful. But her damage cannot be understated. She goes crazy. Camazotz up next. What haven't I said already? High damage, really good poke, can two-shot carries, incredible safety. The only thing this character doesn't have is CC. He's only got a slow. Everything else, though, he's bonkers. This is really what you're looking at to build. You can go Bumba's Hammer, or you can go Protector, or you can go Seer, you can go any of those. You go Party Punch, you go pretty much full cooldown. Crusher, Serrated, Erendite has been super strong. You could probably throw it where the Crusher is. Heartseeker's another really good option on him. Overall, he just explodes people. Is incredibly safe, and he can just run your lobbies. Next, we got the Squirrel. Ratatosker has been making waves. You're going the Stun Acorn. You can go Bumba's or Protector. Probably Protector's better, but you can go Jotuns, Brawlers. You probably want to look into something more like Erendite. If you don't need the Brawlers, you can get Erendite second. Breastplate of Determination's pretty solid. Serrated Edge is good. You might want to avoid the Heartseeker, maybe look into something more defensive. Spirit Robe, maybe, or you can look into the Archdruid's Fury. Stone of Binding isn't terrible, but you can look into a couple of different options for defense. Magi's is always good. Party Punch or Bow, but Party Punch is probably just better for the jungle. What's this character got? High damage, good CC, global rotations, can build tanky, can build full damage. You can do so many things with him. He is super strong, and you shouldn't be sleeping on him. Susano is kind of like Camazotz, but with CC and less healing. You build him pretty much the exact same way, but he can be punished more easily. He explodes mages really easily, and he's got really good damage, really good CC. He's got a lot going for him, but he also has a lot against him. If he gets caught, he can lose 1v1s. He can win them most of the time. He does absurd damage, but he also kind of gets rocked sometimes. It's hit or miss with this character, but when you hit, you absolutely hit. Let me tell you. Lastly, I'm going to talk about a kind of sleeper pick. With all these mages coming up, Robin fucks mages. Absolutely fries them. You should definitely be looking into him, because you could build him Bruiser, you could build him full damage, you could do so many things with his build. Robin's definitely a sleeper pick right now. You can build him Bruiser, you can build him full damage, it doesn't really matter. He absolutely obliterates mages. Specifically one, Poseidon, who has come up into relevance a lot recently. Robin is one of the very few counters in the game that I consider a hard counter. In a 1v1 against Poseidon, Robin shouldn't lose ever. If Robin gets to Poseidon, the Poseidon should die. Almost every single time. Even with prots, even with all of that, because Robin has every single means to demolish that character. You're never getting hit by Kraken. You have a means to close the gap. You can force his beads. You can chase him. Slow him down. You can just win that fight. Robin's sleeper, and you should definitely be picking him. You can build him full damage. You can build him tanky, like I said before. Kind of more similar to the Ratatosker than something like the Camazotz, but strong pick. You're sleeping on him. Don't. Lastly, we're going to talk about solo lane. Unfortunately, I probably won't be going over to the Warrior tab, because Warriors suck. Your best solo laner right now, in my opinion at least, is Opwash. You're going the same build you were going last patch. Blood-Soaked Shroud into Pythags, Breastplate, Genjis, Typhons, Divine Ruin. Incredibly strong. Opwash has really short cooldowns. He lives forever. He has an entire huge area denial ultimate. Insane damage. He lives so long during ganks, 2v1s. He's crazy. This character should just be banned permanently, honestly, if you're a solo laner, if you don't want to deal with him. Or if you can't play him. Character is bonkers. Next up, we got Raijin. Same build. Same reason. High damage. Decent 2v1 potential. Decent safety. Absolutely shreds through carries in the late game. Does a warrior's job significantly better than a warrior. He can live longer. Has incredibly long channeled CC immunity, which is slept on how powerful that is. He has insane lane pressure. He outpushes nearly everybody in that lane. And overall is just incredibly strong. Poseidon. The exact same build I gave you for Opwash and Raijin, except for instead of Divine, you can go like Demonic Grip or Toxic Blade. But you can also just go Divine. It doesn't really matter. High lane pressure. Kill pressure with Kraken. Can 2v1. Insane movement speed. Farms incredibly well. Clears jungle incredibly fast. Rotates out really well. Forces relics really easily. This character is bonkers. In the solo lane, at least. Morgan Le Fay. Exact same build I gave you for Opwash and Raijin. She has high damage, really good safety, difficult to dive, really good zoning potential, good sustain. Overall, powerful pick. Difficult to kill, especially with defense. A little bit slept on is Agni. Agni can do very similar things to what Raijin and Le Fay and Opwash can do. He's a little bit weaker than them at it, but you're less likely to have those picks, to have Agni banned from you. Agni has really high poke, good range CC, which a lot of these mages lack other than Le Fay. He's got decent secure, he's got solid safety, and he's got really good 1v1 trades. Some of these mages actually have really good 1v1s, but Agni has really good 1v1s. You go the exact same build I gave you for the other ones, and he does the same thing. Powerful mage, really good poke, can 1v1 carries in the late game. He just does what he does. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, sub, comment, all the YouTube BS. Peace.